All right, everybody. Hope everyone's having a great night. We're going to start off tonight just looking at US 30 and seeing where we're at. So let's take a look at our weekly levels. So these are those weekly levels we've been looking at. If you go back and watch any of our videos, we were talking about I say videos, live streams. You're going to see we're talking about this weekly rejection coming down. And we drew this gray box and said we really need to get that weekly to play down in this area. As you guys know, we've been playing above this 32,800 area for quite some time now, especially ranging in this gray box. So to be out of that gray box is great. I think for this week we're going to play, kind of up and down in this area. But ultimately, by the end of the week, I want to end up in this gray box, which will give us that bearish momentum we've been looking for. On our daily outlook, this is what I'm looking at on the daily. We've got this little bitty push right here below this zone. This zone is very, very important, as well as this top one. But when we zoom out, if you take a look at this zone that we have, and the zone is marked up, I'll give you the coordinates of it in 1 second here. It's 32,954 and 32,934. And when we look at that on the daily, you can see that just tons of support over here before it just took off like a rocket. And, came back down, wicked it, took off again. Came down, we had wick, we broke, got back down in this little zone down here, pushed right back up and got back on top of it. And you just see bounce, finally broke, almost got in here at the bottom, and now we're giving it a tap. So, look at this on the daily level. I'm looking for this to push back up tomorrow and give us a nice little wick somewhere in, I would say, this area right here. That gives us about a, not a massive push, about 100 pip push and some change. And then we also got that little gap that we created in the market right here. So, probably push a wick up in here, and then that would end the week down in this area through here, back down. So like I said, that push up and then come back and push it down into this area in the daily, which lines up with our weekly of going back up, touching this gray box, and then ending the week down here. And then we're going to take a look at just a fresh chart going into tomorrow. So as you guys know, we got a lot of news tomorrow. For USD, we've got 3 red folders, which means we've got news just coming out everywhere. It's going to be a fun one. We've got a dot to dot down here on the bottom. So what we're looking for is a break of this heading downwards. Now, if we play the dots, we can throw our fib fan on it. And for those who have not got to play with the fib fan yet, the settings for the fib fan that you're going to see me use is 0.382 for the break zone, 0.5 for TP1, 0.618 for TP2, and then 0.68 for TP3 and reversal. So the way that we're going into this looking, keep in mind we've got news. News could just run this thing all the way down and then slam it back up. But these are kind of those areas that I'm looking for. If we can at least push back down here into this, swing low, dot to dot that we have, that would signify 30-minute candle closure to push down further. But don't be surprised if we push back up just into this little area right here. This is that area that, we talked about on that daily right here that we're looking at. So don't be surprised if you see that push up before we see it push down, especially with tomorrow. Maybe like a little push like this, and then back up into there, and then like I said, in the week coming back down that way. So US 30. Let's look at gold. This is the market we've been looking at on the daily for gold, which has been pretty nice. We bounced right here at the bottom of that 1931, pushed back up, and that was TP2. We didn't quite make it to TP3 for the reversal. It reversed to TP2, pushed back up, and now we're just right at the top of that break zone. So if we look at this on the hour and zoom out just a little bit, you're going to see we're right here in this area. And going into tomorrow, I really like this daily setup of gold. If we get a daily candle push above this 1975, we're going to play right back into this gray box area up here. If we get that closure in the daily right below here, and that's where we're going to push back down to those zones. And obviously, daily candle closure is going to take a while to get to. So we're going to look at that hour and just say, this is our zone right here, that 1975. Get an hour candle above it, we're pushing up. And then for me to remain, I'm still bearish on it, but for me to get into some positions on the sell side, then we need to break this trend right here. So when we zoom out, it's going to be right at the edge of that box. About 1950 is what I'm looking for. So anything below 1950 will push further down. We're going to look at some pairs too while we're on here. So I'm really liking this odd U markup. and we did a dot to dot at the top and then a dot to dot on the bottom. And basically what that means is an hour candle closure to push up. This wick fill zone is where we would protect our entry and close partials, and then push up into here. And if we close that hour out of here, then that would signify TP up into that area there. EU, same thing, a dot to dot, get a 1 hour candle break. We're going to push up TP1. CAD Chef's already pushed up and broke that dot to dot before we could do the live stream, so ignoring CAD Chef for the moment. We're going to redo this markup that we have here. So this one here's for GJ. So what I would like to see on GJ is a break, TP3 right there, be about an 80 pip trade. Stop loss is going to be 10 pips above the swing high. So we're basically going to be at about right there. Should be it. Yeah, 13. So about right there. So that's the trade setup for GJ. Nas, I'll start out a fresh template for Nas. So we know that we've got this gap down here on the bottom, and we have this one up here that's already been filled. So what I'm looking for is at least a push up, play in this area, and then reject, come back down into that area, and we would need to break that wick fill right there. And you can do this, you can do Nas on the 30 or the 1 hour. I really like the 30-minute setup on this one. NU, too far away for the markup. Really don't like it much. UCAD, I mean, UCAD already took the break, so I mean, you could get in this entry now and your stop loss would be up here. That's a pretty big stop loss. I mean, not terrible, 90 pips, but not one I'd want to take. UJ, not liking it right now. OddCAD on the hour is not terrible. You do have a little setup right here, like a mini, I'll probably say something like that right there. And that would just be a mini break. So, you know, not to get confused with we just do something like this right here. Get right about there. And then that would be your high risk area. So 1 hour candle close, push up into there. Anything above this, we're going to push up. And you would start closing partials right there. Would be partial 1 and your partial 2. I don't like Odd Chef. So, I mean, that's really where we're at. We've got some good markups. We'll do a follow-up video and see how these trades turn out. Hope everyone has a great trading week. Remember, a lot of news taking shape tomorrow. For those times, I'll go ahead and give you the rundown of what we've got here. We have, and this is all Eastern Standard Time, so we've got at 5 a.m. this morning, which is Euro news, and then at 8:15 a.m., 8:30, and 10 a.m. is all USD news. So we got non-farm employment change at 8:15 a.m., and then we got unemployment claims at 8:30, and then we have the ISM manufacturing PMI at 10 o'clock. And then the 5 a.m. news for Euro is CPI. So a lot going on. Just kind of keep those eyes peeled. Remember, don't under leverage. If you're already in a position, protect it, and just have some fun. So appreciate everyone joining. We'll do a follow-up video and let's catch some trades and see how well it goes. You'll have a great time.